I think now it's more like a buy and hold strategy.
Well, this is very interesting. It's kind of like I'm doing futures in stock trading.
But that's, kind of the time when you want to look at purchasing a pre-sale. That's always a smart decision.
But is it still a good time to buy pre-sale in 2024?
This video is presented by Prompton Real Estate Services.
Should we buy pre-sale in 2024? Well, today we're going to find out with our pre-sale expert, Scott Taylor, who's been doing pre-sales for over 2 years at one of Canada's largest developers, Concord Pacific. So Scott, welcome onto our real estate podcast.
Thank you.
What is a pre-sale?
Pre-sale, you're buying the right to a home that completes in, maybe it could be 3-4 years down the road. You're just putting down a small deposit for a home that won't complete for some time. So you're really getting to use that bank's leverage and hopefully seeing capital appreciation over that.
Oh, this is very interesting. It's kind of like I'm doing futures in stock trading. Are you familiar with that at all?
Somewhat. Like I said, you're just putting down 15%, 20% deposit. It is a long-term play. You still probably want to hold that asset for, probably want to rent it out and then hopefully see that capital appreciation over time.
Right.
Yeah, but certainly in those areas, you're going to see a lot more amenities and infrastructure added, hopefully add value to that asset.
But is it still a good time to buy pre-sale in 2024?
Yeah, no, I certainly think it's certainly a personal choice, but Vancouver is a top 5 city in the world. There's high demand. I think some people might be sitting on the sidelines right now a little bit, but that's, kind of the time when you want to look at purchasing a pre-sale. You've got some time, you're not under the gun, so you can shop around a little bit, but there is demand out there. It's just, I think as interest rates stabilize, you'll probably see that demand rise and pre-sale kind of take off again a bit more.
And right now, as things are a little bit slow, I think there's definitely more opportunities in finding more places. More things are available and everyone's a lot more incentivized to get it out. What are the chances of capital appreciation in our current market? And what do you see the projections moving in the near future?
Yeah, I don't think it's a time right now to be speculative. I think it's still a long-term play, pre-sale. Like before, maybe those boom markets, you had a lot of people maybe buying and then flipping maybe 3, 4, 5 years down the road. I think now it's more like a buy and hold strategy. And in Vancouver, history shows that that's always a smart decision. You have these little blips in the market, but over time, prices have risen here.
Right.
If you're a first-time buyer, seasoned investor, or ready to sell, Prompton Real Estate Services is your go-to partner in Vancouver. Their market knowledge, personalized service, and commitment to success set them apart. Take the next step with confidence. Visit Prompton.com and let Prompton Real Estate Services help you achieve your real estate goals.
Why would I buy something 4 years later unless I'm already very comfortable with where I am right now? Right? And it's just an option for also asset related and not purely a home for me to stay in.
Some people, depending on where they're at, it gives them an opportunity to save up a little bit more and just be sure that they might not be ready to purchase a property right away. It gives them that time and just, the ability to put, just a small deposit down in the time being.
So interest rates have been quite high for a period of time. And that's definitely affecting pre-sales, right? But interest rates is kind of different because let's say for housing mortgages, once you pay down payment, you're paying mortgage right away, and that's where interest rates really come into effect. But for this, if we're paying a deposit, when do the interest rate payments come to effect?
That's the other good thing about pre-sale. You're just paying the deposit, but you don't deal with the interest rate till you're ready to do your mortgage, right? So we're looking at a time right now where you're seeing interest rates drop. It's likely there'd be a couple more rate cuts this year. They might even continue to cut throughout the early part of next year, right? So we know interest rates are coming down. That's another advantage of pre-sale because by the time you're ready to do your mortgage, I think interest rates would have stabilized. And,
right. As someone who's, if they're not super knowledgeable and how to plan for their real estate future, how can they increase their chances of buying a good purchase?
You want to buy from a reputable developer like Concord. That's going to lower your risk. Do the projects make sense? Do they pencil out,
Yeah.
right? And it's just that's some of the risk. That's why you want to just do your research and your due diligence, and you just don't want to buy something because it's the best price.
Right.
You want to really look at the developer first. Being a large company like Concord, you are seeing some developers kind of wait, better market conditions. You want to make sure that you kind of achieve your sales goals, right? So we're not going to come to market with a project that's not going to be built. We've never not built a project, right? So
One thing I think people might be curious about in pre-sales is when they're going to buy a pre-sale, should they go with a realtor, or do they work with the salespeople with the developers?
bringing a realtor with you, I mean, that's a personal choice, but you're welcome to deal with the salesperson directly. We represent the developer, but we are more than happy to walk you through the project, answer all your questions, take you through everything you need to know.
Well, is there an increase or decrease in price working with the independent realtor that I bring by myself?
No, it would be whether you bring a realtor or not, it's still the same. I think that's key, is they should know pre-sale. Otherwise, they could be doing more damage than it's worth, right? So if you're going to bring a realtor, I mean, make sure they've got experience at pre-sale.
Well, are there certain advantages to being friends or family? Should I go out of my way to be friends with someone who works with a developer at a pre-sale?
I mean, friends and family does get a bit of a discount for sure.
Yeah.
And you get in early on a new project, so first choice of inventory. So yeah, I would say there's good benefit.
Well, Scott, thank you so much for coming on. Where can people find you or learn more about you?
So I work at the presentation centers in Burnaby and Surrey. You can find me on Instagram too, Concord_Scott.
Nice, clean. Okay. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check out this video.